Hello, my name is Modorim. Wulong just released and I'm here to bring you a few tips and tricks to make your journey more enjoyable. So, let's get right into it. Tip number 1. The weight system in this game has some fairly hidden indicators on what it actually does. There are 3 thresholds you need to be aware of. 100% or above will make it impossible to deflect or dodge. Being above 70% will prevent you from being able to deflect attacks efficiently and nerfs your dodge massively. Being under 30% expands the deflect window and improves your dodge to be much faster, more responsive and have more iframes than the regular one you have between 30% and 70%. Tip number 2. Weapons also have a deflection difficulty stat, but this one only influences the spirit loss when deflecting. It has no bearing on the amount of parry frames you get when attempting a deflect. However, this stat has its use when trying to recover from deflecting too much. Tip number 3. You can hold block and deflect at the same time. This will make you block the hit when you miss the timing. However, it is costly and should only be used when you really need to. Tip number 4. Another way to utilize your block efficiently is when trying to backstab enemies. Holding down the block button will make you walk very slowly, slower than the actual walk speed, but it will prevent you from being discovered due to accidentally running at Mach 10. You can also tap the block button with enough stealth stat to get a speed boost in between. Tip number 5. Playing aggressive is key to recover spirit, but you also need to learn the attack patterns of foes to block their wide attacks in between. You can deflect those, however it's usually not worth it. The red attacks are the juice. You need to deflect those to break their stance and open them up for some intimate time. Once they're bent their knee, you can get in some additional hits before executing a critical hit. They also get stunned afterwards, giving you some breathing room to heal or keep up the momentum for some more damage. Tip number 6. Morale makes things easier. Killing enemies and placing flags increases the count underneath your character. A higher value increases your damage and decreases the damage you receive, making it possible to control the challenge before you. Tip number 7. You can summon companions to help you at the big flag post. Having them fight with you increases their level and makes them stronger, but there is another use for them. Once they reach level 10, they give you their unique armor and weapon at 4-star grade. This is the highest one you can find before New Game Plus. Tip number 8. Materials are farmable and you will have more than enough to try different weapons and see what you like. Once you reach the village, you can also buy boxes with weapons contained within. Here you can find the ones you're missing without the need to pray to RNGs. Tip number 9. You can later respec for free, making it very easy to try new builds and loadouts. Once you're satisfied, you can save them at the big flag and equip them whenever you like, be it to spice things up or to adjust to challenges before you. Tip number 10. Check your martial arts with the description button. Those can have some additional features that you can easily miss. For example, the Swift Lightning one can be charged by holding down the button longer, making it significantly more powerful, and the Boulder Glide deals more damage at high spirit. Tip number 11. You can customize your armor and weapons with perks. The tier of a weapon influences the amount of slots the item has, and the type of slot tells you what you can slot in. Salvage stuff at tier 2 and 3 for more resources, sell stuff at tier 1 and keep the tier 4 weapons and armor for later. Some armor and weapons have unique perks that can be extracted and reused, but those need to be found multiple times if you want to use more than one. Tip number 12. You can actually sell and salvage more than just one item at once. Mark them and choose the option you like. Tip number 13. Make sure to switch out the Divine Beast for additional stats and abilities you want to have. I personally highly recommend the Dragon for more health and a full heal button once in a while. Tip number 14. You sadly cannot disable the tutorial messages, but you can decrease the font of them. They also pop up much less regularly after the first 2 bosses. Tip number 15. I had some serious issues with stuttering but managed to fix it entirely. Turn off ambient occlusion and set the volumetric loud quality to low. Next, disable everything on the motion blur page. Also, do not touch your mouse and keyboard when playing with a controller to prevent it from crashing your FPS or sending your system into an infinite input loop. I had this happen multiple times while trying to record, and the only thing that fixed it was resetting my PC. Anyway, those are my 15 tips for you. I will be back with another video very soon. So, make sure to sub, like and comment for more reviews, previews and guides. If you want to support me more, make sure to check out my Patreon, PayPal and channel membership. I set them up this week for some special things, emotes and more. See you next time and bye!